Hey, Arthur, you gonna fall, buddy? We'll wait a second for people to come on in. What's going on, buddy? You moving your beans? You moving them big beans around? Hmm? You happy? You having a big day? It's hard out here being a cat. Hi, Arthur! Arthur, if only you knew how many people you could trick into giving you treats? What was that word? Do you know that word? This is a big animal. You know, Lawrence, who was working on that KDM stuff for, is still in forever with that game too, with all the delays on the releases. He came by. I was actually going to deliver the Lion Knight to him, but then his plans changed, so he actually stopped by here, and he got to meet Arthur. So he's the first person ever to meet the beast himself. And then Sydney was like outside in my jacket and like her PJs taking the dog out. He came around the corner and he was like, "Is that Sydney?" And Sydney's like, "Oh God, Arthur, what's going on, man? Are you expecting a treat?" Killer cat. Is that your butt? Is that your butt? Is that your butt? No, you're not allowed to run. Look how big he is, man. Look at this. He takes up the whole... Look at this thing. Tiny cat, huh? He only weighs 30 pounds. No, he doesn't weigh 30 pounds. I think he's 20? Something like that. Last time he went to the vet, he was like 18 pounds, I think. And he's gotten a little bit chunkier. Alright, Arthur, you ready to go? Can I start painting? Can you say goodbye? Oh. 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 He is going to sleep now. He's ready to go cause problems. I guarantee you he's going to run over to where Tally is and go bang on the door. So that is most likely what he is about to go do. So let me move everything out of the way. All my lights are messed up here. We're doing good today. Even though we're not. I don't even know what's playing. I'm sorry, guys. All of a sudden I just hear like house music. I thought you left. He didn't leave. Alright, hold on. Once again, didn't make it to the post office today, so I'm doing great. Doing so great. But we are going to be starting up these next two minis here. Once we finish the Sauron work. I was having problems with, God, the Badger 3D primer kept clogging my airbrush, which kind of sucks, but... And then it left, like, little splatters. I don't know. All of this stuff is always, like, such a hit or miss. But I did try out a new sculptor today, and the minis came out great with their supports. And these are the avatars of war guys, and now they're doing like releases through a Patreon. But these are their orcs. I know it's kind of hard to see with this resin especially, but really, really cool. This guy's like got a big hammer thing, bone armor. Really cool. But anyway, they do have a merchant option, but it is just so expensive that it's like I don't know, man. That, like, with the average amount of money that my store orders are, like, I'd have to get 3 orders before I made that money back, so doesn't really make sense. But alright, so today we're gonna try and finish up Sauron relatively quickly so we can move on to these two. So, first thing we need to do, I guess we're doing edges. So I'm gonna grab clear yellow. We'll continue doing that a little bit. Finish up the flame, do any other accent work, probably just light gray on the rest of his armor edges because it should be black. And then we'll pretend that we care about the cloak, and that will be it for him. So I'm just gonna straight up start with clear yellow. Maybe, actually, I don't know if that's the smartest move, but we're gonna pretend that it's the smartest move and go for it. Sorry if the internet's weird today. I know we had problems like the last 2 days, so I'm not expecting it, but just know if it does happen, I'm sorry. There's nothing I can do. Okay, so let's continue. I don't even know if using clear on its own makes... Bless you, Arthur. Did you guys just hear him? I don't know if this makes sense for me to do. Hold on. Okay. Yeah, that's not going to make enough of a difference. So let me grab white. Hey, Sydney gets tomorrow off of the new job she's doing. She was afraid she was literally going to work 7 days in a row. But, so I'm happy about that. I told her I was going to make dinner tonight, and I didn't get that started either. So, can I get all of your permission to eat bad food for dinner? Is that okay? We've been trying to be healthy because Josh is big and fat, and we've been eating a lot healthier. But you know, sometimes you can't always. Okay, so this is definitely mucho brighter. Permission granted. There you go. That's all I needed. Oh yeah, don't say you're eating unhealthy food, say you're supporting local business. Jesus. I mean, we could get, like, food. She and I have been wanting to get... There's a place here called Serrates, and it's really, really good. And it is, like, Chilean and Peruvian food, and I love it to death. And we haven't had it at all. Like, what's funny is, you know, I mean, we used to eat out, like, in Texas before the pandemic, you know. We would get food places, try it out, whatever. And ooh, look at that. I should have not done that there. But, you know, stopped doing all of that, really, during the pandemic. And then now that we've been vaccinated and stuff, like, there's no reason for us to not go out. But, obviously, you know, 1, money problems, and 2, we're just trying to be healthy, you know what I mean? So, not that, like Serrates, whatever you order there, that's obviously not just, like, bad, trash, fast food. But we've been wanting to try that. And then we've also been wanting to try Wahaha. Well, not try. I love Wahaha. We actually did get it once already. But we just haven't gotten it. We almost got it, like, 2 weeks ago. It's like authentic northern Chinese food. And we almost got it a couple weeks ago. But at the very last second, we were like, well, there is another Chinese place right by the house that we can order, you know, like, pick up. And so we gave them a chance, and, you know, I should have just stuck with the classics, man. Like, it was not good. It was not good. Wahaha is always the best. Now I do feel kind of like the arm up here is missing some orange, so I'm going to brighten everything around it, and then we need to go back in. Again, shout out to the guy that gave me the underhanded compliment with this miniature. Why is he so small? The painting's all right, but why is he so small? That's the voice I assume whenever people do stuff like that online. What? A lot of that. Alright, so I'm pretty pleased with all this. Really what we need to do is go in. Now all this is a mess right here with these with these fingers, but until we clean that up, I'm not too concerned. And we do need to go a touch brighter as well. What is that? Is that like a support hanging out? Okay. We know that some of this is delamination, which is why I have these. These minis. And the person that bought them have the good ones. That actually happened to me on these too, but the other prints I did turned out great. But yeah, these, I think I know why. The comic book guy from this, I do know that voice. I was never a Simpsons person though. Growing up, my parents, specifically my mother, was like, you are not allowed to watch The Simpsons, so there you go. As I proceeded to watch, like, Rocko's Modern Life and stuff, right? But yeah, so like by the time I started watching whatever else, I wasn't watching The Simpsons. I was watching, like, you know, I'd rather watch like Family Guy or South Park or something like that. But that was just the time period. Yeah, I love Rocko's Modern Life. That show was so good. Chef's kiss for Rocko. So again, we're just going back with our brighter yellow here. And, you know, this OSL has lots of problems with it, but I'm relatively pleased with what we've been able to do, especially with, you know, how quickly we try and get these done. I don't want to use the airbrush at all either today in the finishing steps here, so. But it's not great. I know that much. In terms of like accuracy, but you know what? I really don't care. You guys know I don't care. All right, so I'm okay with that. God, I don't want to do anything on the back of this arm. Why do you have a back of your arm, man? Come on, don't you know all the cool kids cut off the back of their arms? I should have just made a huge like cloak extension out of green stuff so we don't have to pay attention to this side. But I didn't do it. Shoulda, woulda, coulda. Just mimicking all the work we did on the other side here. Getting very bright. Oh god, what is this? Yeah, it's on the patron store. On the website Ito. Sibling in the chat actually. He booked an hour recently. So we'll come up with a painting plan for him. All kinds. I don't remember if I'm supposed to message you back. Did I miss something? I saw your email. I'm really overwhelmed right now. So I'm sorry. But I feel like we talk enough that you could harass me, so if I've totally beefed on something. So we need to do the side of his dome right here. Yeah, the password for this month is on Patreon. Okay. Cool with that. All right, let's grab. Didn't I say we needed a? Let's do orange. All right. I have been enjoying painting these though. The scale is good. I printed off some other. R&E stuff. I forget for who. It's somebody's order. They got some of the Monster Hunter minis, and they look really good. I was printing. So Holly Monster actually got the entire Monster Hunter set from me, including the big dragons, which was a nightmare to print. But oh, and then remember too, we'll be painting the Holly Monster mini tomorrow and Friday. The big one. I know she's excited about it, or whatever, right? I don't know. I mean, interested to see what I do, I guess. I'm not gonna say somebody's excited. That seems like a stretch. But I'm painting it up for her, so that's always nice. Alright, so all I'm doing here is just going back close to the shadows in the brightest area, glazing down with some orange to connect them, right? It's like you're tapering it into the orange. And again, this isn't all like super accurate at all or precise, but illustratively speaking, I mean, I think it works. I think you get the idea whenever you look at it. I'm excited though because I'm looking forward to, man, anyway, so many problems, but eventually here, hopefully sooner than later, at some point, right? We'll just use all of those terms, but I want to work on more moon stuff again. Did I say moon stuff or moonstone stuff? Did I completely skip a word? Either way, I want to start working on that stuff again for fun. They've got new stuff coming out, and then they have a Kickstarter launching next month as well for, I think, a new book. Supposedly, now I don't know, I'll believe it when I see it, right? But the box art that I did is supposed to be in that book, which, it was a shame because Tom really wanted me to do more box art for him, but it just wasn't going to work out with everything I had going on, like my schedule-wise, right? So, I mean, it sucks to have to walk away from those opportunities, but, everybody knows I'm not, like, it doesn't matter who you, I mean, that at least with the few people I have left with these long-term projects, like that should give them some solace to know like I'm moving away from doing box art, right? Like that's something that most painters would never do, because that's like a great opportunity. But with Moonstone, that's how it went down. So after I finished the last stuff for him, I just had to be like, hey, this has got to be it, right? Like, you maybe find somebody in Europe, like, I don't know. But I appreciate, obviously, the work. But they've got more stuff coming out. So I'll definitely be excited about seeing what they've got going on. I mean, I'll probably back the Kickstarter, for sure. And then I also want to start doing some stuff with Relic Blade. So I'm excited to kind of dip into that, and then whenever I can, more of the Rumble Slam stuff. I've only done like one painting session of Rumble Slam, so whenever I can, I'd like to do that just for a change of pace. Put some more orange here up on the cloth a little bit, right up underneath. I'm trying to see what, where, and who. Okay. Putting more orange there on the inverse side. We dropped 40 frames. Well, the internet is big. Well, we dropped 0.1%. Sorry. Yeah, 0.1% of frames, so. But with all the weather that's going on, you know how it is. As soon as weird weather starts, you just gotta expect problems. So I'm gonna get... Oh, I already have white. Ha ha ha. Past Josh already knew what we needed to do. So now I'm taking the white and just hitting kind of like our brightest edges here. Which, if it's black armor, I mean, we're going very exaggerated, but rule of cool. What's up, Pete? Look at that. What's up, Brian? Look, I know people are here that aren't even chatting. I have the all-seeing analytics, man. Definitely doing that interior edge. I want that to shine. So let's do the bottom corner here. Bottom corner here. Edge. Okay. Now then, let's like mix. What do I need? All right, so I have the yellow out still. So I need to brighten these edges to match. There we go. No. Okay, we're just gonna ignore that. that doesn't exist. We're ignoring our problems here today. If only. We're ignoring the mistakes. Here we go. Painting's alright, but... Why is he so small? That's still, that's just gonna crack me up all day while we work on this. Gosh, it's terrible because it's such a small mini. Sauron's supposed to be big like my daddy. My daddy works at Steam. He'll ban your account. Alright, I'm gonna mix the clear orange in with some of this yellow. We're just gonna make like a lighter orange so I can do the edges over here. Because I kind of want them to stand out. My dad will beat up your dad. Now, that side over there is not in the light at all, but we'll pretend. We'll pretend that it is for our own sake here. Alright, so, I mean... Cool. Okay. Let's abandon all hope and bust out the military blue. War Master. Well, that's crazy. I'm gonna 50-50 here. I remember being broke as a kid, and still broke, but looking at like War Master stuff and being like, maybe I can buy this, but then play Warhammer with like the guys with like, you know, the normal armies, because I can't afford a full army, but I can afford a full War Master army. Cringy kid ideas, right? But I thought I was onto something there. I was like, hey man, I can get a big boy army. Is that too bright? Damn, that's too bright. Okay, well, we will just try. Alright. We'll just do straight up military blue. I didn't think we, like, did anything to this color, but maybe we did? Am I wrong? Or is it just because of the color that it's right next to that the contrast looks really bright? What's going on? We're freaking out. Okay. Like, I'm pretty sure all I did was spray the color I'm painting now, so why is it so much, like... Have I forgotten something? Are you guys setting me up here? Yeah, it should be darker like that. I mean, what is going on? I just need that to get darker. Why have you betrayed me, paint? Okay. that'll be our sad edit for now. Alright, well I guess I'll just mix black and military blue. I don't get it, but maybe it was just us thinly applying a coat. I guess. I mean, I don't know what's happening here, but we'll just roll with it. Alright, so I'm just gonna do some of our highlights that we kind of had. Just mimicking the non-metallic metal highlight structure. Well, now it doesn't even look like it's showing up. What is happening? My brain is not okay. I am lost. Next thing you know, you're gonna hear a voice over the stream. It's gonna be like, if the guardians of Josh are in the store, please come to customer service. He is lost. He is lost, and he has soiled himself. Arthur comes rolling in. He's like, I got this. These highlights should be pretty simple, right? Just because we're just accentuating the highlight we had there before. Okay, and I'm gonna add. Well, can we use the color we were using before? I mean, I'm just like so leery. I'm gonna add just a tipful, I guess, of white. See where that gets us. Oh god, I'm knocking things off my desk. Did I even make a difference? What is happening? Dude, how has this color betrayed me? What has happened between the last time I used this color and right this second? Because something's changed. I guess not. Okay, now we're right in the realm that I am expecting. But very strange that I was so off. Okay, so I mean that works as a highlight on the arm, so I'm fine with this. And this is really as bright as I want to get. I just needed something to mimic our highlight structure on everything else, right? But with just the lighter tone. And that way, everything lives happily ever after in Mordor. Doing the interior portion of the arm here too, because it really isn't, like, it's obstructed from the other side, so we'll highlight it up a little bit. That helped. And I still have the overspray, right, from the airbrush over there, but not a big deal. I mean, it looks like it's supposed to be there, so we'll just pretend like it's supposed to be there. Just like a good bank robbery, act like you're supposed to be there, right? What's everybody's favorite bank heist in a movie or TV show? Mine is the bank heist from Bob's Burgers. Inside Man. I hope that's family friendly. The bank robber's like, are you gonna crack the code to my vault? Alright, we're doing alright. Let's do front end here on these little spikies. Oh, I will say, since working on this guy in the rest last week, the guy that sculpted him saw him and liked him, so that's always fun. And of course, when that happened, I was like, well, the painting's alright, but why is he so small? It's never gonna stop. We're gonna keep that joke going. Look, the sculpting's alright. But you're an idiot. I know you were excited to show off this work, but you should feel bad. Alright. Are we cool? Oh, we need to do a little bit more. Oh, do we have to finish the backside? Come on, man. So I'm going to highlight up the front here with the lighter blue. All of our reflections coming from above, so different than the other side, of course. Just mess that up. I'm ruining things. It's funny when saying certain sentences make you remember things. I feel like this is a game that we're never gonna win, so I'm gonna take just this regular military blue. I guess glaze it? I don't know. I mean, I feel like I'm just getting more and more confused the more I try and fix it. So we're just gonna say it's all right. Is this acceptable? Alright, the cloak we're not gonna do, but highlight dark gray. Alright, cool. Whoa, we have to finish the flame. Damn. Damn, we're never done. We're never done with this thing. Okay. So almost white, bright yellow. What a pain. This is gonna go in between the fingers, everything like that, right around the base of all the fire. You can trail it up in between the big chunks of flame. And we're pretty much just gonna be working our way up through these different colors. Going in between the flame tongues, is that the term? I think I talked about that last time. I was like, I don't know what to refer to that as. I'm not sure the correct. The correct thing? I don't know. I don't know what to call that. Well, I'll have you know, I did my own research. And they're called flametars, okay? Big news media would want you to call them flame tongues, but we all know that they have an agenda from big propane to talk about flames, okay? All right, we're gonna take yellow here. Start going up our individual little bits of flaming. And I'm essentially going along the top edge of each one, kind of separating them out. Easier said than done, for sure. But essentially, this is going to act as like a pre-glaze. As we get to the darker and darker colors, we then section them out, right? And so it's kind of like building the flame structure. Some lovely, lovely light work. Thank you. We are trying to ruin it as we speak. Alright, so now we just need orange. And I'm pretty much building it onto and down from all the yellow I just applied. So we already did that before, pretty much with the reds and everything, but now it's just sort of reapplying it as we move our way up. There's like a hair stuck on me. Oh, it's stuck on the brush. There we go. Never-ending battle. Now then, whenever we do the red, it's the only color that we're going to use to sort of separate the flame, but then continue to like layer on top. Mostly because illustratively, it's the one you can like cheat with. Now where? Right here. We need to finish this up so I can start the next ones. How long have we been going? Oh god, yeah, we gotta hurry up. It's taking too long. So you can see, right, like I'm tapering up the flame tongues or whatever that we've been doing this whole time, and then I'm going in between on some of them to sort of like reshape the flames. You see how I'm going in deeper from below? And that just helps you get that three-dimensional sort of effect. Fire wouldn't actually do that. I would know. I burned down my stepdad's house when I was 13. I know all about fire. All right, Steve. All right, dude. We're not challenging you. I'll have you know, when I was in Boy Scouts, my Scoutmaster always had me light the flames. Always. Alright, Steve. I think Steve is gonna be the name of our fictional troll. Going back with our clear orange on the, like tapering the fingers into the flame. There we go, that looks pretty good. Except the backside here looks terrible, but you know what? You know what? It's all good. Alright, so now we're going to take the black, super thin noir black. You can mix it with a little bit of the red if you want. I'll go ahead and do that. And that's just going to be our smoke forming on the tip of the flame. Did we do it? Bye. Bye, Sauron. All right, who do we start? I don't know costumes for either, so let's look it up. Let's do a little goog. A little googling. Dude, what the fuck? I just got like the wildest message from a sculptor who was looking for feedback on something, and I gave it, and they just messaged me and they're like, I couldn't tell if you're being serious or a funny asshole. What? Okay, bye. Good luck. Good luck with your sculpting. God damn, dude. That's crazy. I literally just gave, like, completely normal feedback to, like, answer their question. Wowee, projecting much? Wowee, dude, I can't stand. Oh my god. Oh my god. I want to, like, slam my head into the desk, dude. Oh my god. Sibling, did you just... Wow, well, thank you for that. To take the edge off of that message I just got. I just got both emails from you, so thank you. Oh, that was fast. Alright. Oh my god, dude. that message literally just triggered me so much. Like, why did... Oh my god. Okay, so Gimli, let me see, what do we got? We got some boring color going on here, bro. Alright, so he's got kind of like brownish metals. Like, he's just wearing a lot of brown. Hold up, let's look up Lady Galadriel. Let's see Lady Galadriel here. Oh god, she's wearing all... Oh wait, okay, so damn, you know, the thing that sucks about Lord of the Rings is that they did so much, like, color correcting, right, in that film, that, like, depending on, well, and it's really all about, like, the scene and the mood, right? So it's hard to tell what color these outfits are, because sometimes it looks like she's wearing, like, a cream color dress, other times it looks like she's wearing purple, other times it looks like it's blue, right? Pretty sure it's not. I'm pretty sure it's supposed to be, like, an ivory, semi-transparent, like, sheer outfit. Yeah, like white. Okay. Well, I don't want that nightmare today, so we're gonna stick with the dwarf. How about that? And luckily he doesn't have anything crazy going on. Yeah, that's gonna be airbrush with her, and I am not emotionally prepared to do that, so let's do a big old Gimbo. Yeah, this looks simple. All right, dude. We're gonna grab Auburn Shadow. Let's get cracking on them. I feel like the last miniatures we've been working on have just been like we went from Frodo to Sauron. You know what I mean? So it's like, all right, both of these were mentally pretty involving. So let's just work on a dwarf. Not to diss big dwarf boy, but okay. So his cloak and everything are the same color. What kind of cloak you wearing, buddy? Oh, black. Oh, well. Oh, well. He couldn't get any nicer to us if he tried, huh? So let's do that. Let's get some noir black, some auburn shadow. What else do we need? All right, auburn shadow. 1-to-1 ratio just so that we can maybe retain some of the zenithal. I doubt it though. I think this is a paint job where we're just going to do some kind of overall wash, right? Maybe we should do that. That'll be the goal for today, is get him completely base coated and washed, and then that way we can pick up, finish him, and then start her next time. And hopefully she doesn't take too long. Maybe we can do some sheer cloth effect. I don't know, we'll see. If we did, it'd have to be like, oh, she's naked, which, you know. Stream issues. Are we having them? Is it happening? Oh no. Oh wow. Am I back? We should be back. Yeah, so it's happening again. Wow. Sucks, man. Now looks like it's coming back, but slow. Yeah, sorry about that. That's so, I mean, it's so strange when this stuff happens because went the entire time totally fine. And then now it's just, it's exactly what happened yesterday. I don't really understand. Yeah, it totally reset the stream. So is anyone watching on YouTube right now? Do we have the green thing going on? Let me look. No? So we're still live over here? Okay. Man, I don't, I mean, unless it's just the weather, I mean, I'll probably have to contact, we're still dropping frames. Dude, what is going on? Because my bitrate is super high. I don't know what's going on. It's still happening. I guess it's just really choppy. Like, I don't know if it's the weather. But so it says my connection, literally, like, the bitrate is perfect, but I'm dropping, like, however many frames per second. So I'm very confused right now. I'll just try and, like, close some stuff and see if that helps. Like, if I drop the CPU load. Still going on. I'm sorry, guys. I don't know what's happening. Whatever's happening shouldn't be happening, so. But last time it went away, like it just sort of stopped, but it literally says I'm stuck at 65% dropped frames. So I don't know if this is like OBS being weird or what. Okay, it stopped. It just stopped. I don't know. Confusing stuff. Let's hide all of our delamination here on the back. It's noir black mixed with a little bit of auburn shadow. Yeah. Weird, huh? So the issue... The sculptor's hacking me. Enter Hackerman. Yeah, I shouldn't have made the jokes about my dad works at Steam. That's so weird. This is like exactly what happened yesterday too, right? It pooped out on us. And then went back to normal. Why is it so small? Jesus Christ. Why is Gimli so large? That's the... There you go. There you go. You guys figured it out. You know what's going on. Yeah, why is Gimli so large? I mean, cool paint job, idiot. But why is he so big? Why is he so big? These are RNEStudio. They have a whole set that they've done. If you have your own 3D printer, you can get... I think, honestly, these are part of like a welcome pack. So if you have a 3D printer, by all means, get them. If you don't have a 3D printer, then you can always buy them from me. Assuming you're in the U.S. If you're not in the U.S., I'm sorry. I'm very xenophobic and I hate foreigners. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Don't clip that. I just don't do international shipping with little minis. But if you are in the U.S., check it out. Minipainting.studio. They have a ton of stuff. This month they did, it's all Egypt stuff. Sad British noises. Oh, pip pip, dude. Pip pip. You know what? It's alright. I'm chuffed you're here. Is that right? Oh, I'm real chuffed you're here. Oh. What's I'm trying to think. Who are the people that like you literally can't understand at all? Because I was watching the Great British Pottery Throwdown or whatever, that show. And one of the girls is like from, I don't know if it's, what is it? Is it Wales or like, I forget. It's like a very specific part. Is it Wales? I forget where she was from, but some part of the UK, and her accent, I literally couldn't understand anything. Like anything she said at all. It was and it wasn't like it wasn't like a Cockney accent or anything like that. It was just the way that she was pronouncing her words. I was like, dude, I don't understand anything she's saying. And I mean, you know, I live in the South, so I mean, I usually can dissect all kinds of accents, but it was very intense. All right, so for the armor, the boots. Oh, they gave him kind of like weird boots. All right, we're just gonna do regular intense brown. There's a support here. So our goal here is just base coat, get out. Assuming we don't have another like terrible internet issue, right? Okay. Knock on wood. We've been okay. Double knock on wood. Alright, so let's do... I'm gonna take military blue. But... I'm gonna take a little bit of our intense brown. Mix them together. Up here. This is the base color that I want for all of his metals. Okay. I should move my hobby knife. So, my hobby knife is sitting here like this, right next to my wet palette, and I keep moving my hand over it. That's not... That's bad, right? Dum-dum? Is that dum-dum move? Remember, you always cut away from the hospital. Shout out to Fitz. He doesn't have to deal with the $18,000 bill for getting one stitch at a hospital. Oh, I'm sorry, did you need one stitch? Seattle. Well, if you're working for Wizards, you'll be okay. I mean, it is Hasbro, right? They're big enough to negotiate good insurance rates. You'd be alright. Depending on where you are in the UK, the weather is pretty much the same. But Seattle's really nice. I went to a few debate tournaments up there. Okay, let's see. Well, that's really intense. Huh, I mean, that's funny. Then I suppose their insurance isn't that great. My insurance isn't really good, but I'm able to get a decent price based on my income because I use the ACA marketplace, but I'm wondering if it's also a thing as like, I guess it would depend on the company, but like maybe it's like if you're not a US citizen, the policy is different. Like your policy options, I should say, not like policy, right? I don't know. Insurance literally sucks over here. Simple as that. Like my insurance company, okay. So Blue Cross Blue Shield of Oklahoma got sued, and I got an email that was like, oh, hey, definitely ignore this email. And I'm like, okay, what does this email say? And it was like, hey, we lost a lawsuit for like $1 billion that we were scamming people that were using the ACA marketplace, right? Using Obamacare. And they were like, we were actually like doubling our fair market prices, right? Because that's the whole point of the marketplace, is that it's competitive pricing, whatever. So they got busted, right? Which, not shocking at all. And so they have to pay people out. And so I was like, hell yeah, dude. Because they're like, you know, did you have a policy with us between 2008 and last year? Well, yeah. Like, literally all the insurance I've ever had has come through them. So, 2 minutes ago. Oh, okay, yeah. And so what was funny, right, is like, they lost this lawsuit, they owe a ton of money. So now what they're doing is they're renegotiating contracts with every health group, right, in the state of Oklahoma. So I get a letter in the mail from Blue Cross Blue Shield of Oklahoma, and they're like, oh man, we know your doctor is at this place, and you know, we're currently in negotiation with them with our rates, and it just doesn't look like they're going to be able to work with us. I mean, we have a very long relationship with them. We have a 15-year relationship with them, and they just won't work with us. You know, this is their fault. And like at the time, I didn't really put two and two together, right? And it was like, so, you know, if we can't come to an agreement, you're going to have to find a new doctor because you're not going to have coverage at your doctor anymore. And that medical network is huge, right? So they're going to lose like, 12%, 18% of the entire state because they are asking for more money because they got in trouble, right? And they lost this lawsuit. So I'm like, all right, well, this is really shady, but at least I'm like getting my medical problems fixed now. So that way, that way, if I have to get a new doctor, I can, and I'm not like having procedures or anything, whatever. And she's been my family doctor like forever, and it was nice moving back up here because I could see her again. So I get that in the mail. Then I get another thing in the mail from Blue Cross, and it's a picture of a little kid with cancer, no hair, okay? And, hey, thanks for the raid, Kathy. And so it's this little sad-looking cancer kid, right? And it's like, yo, this is this little kid with cancer. And we need you to call the medical network that my doctor's in. We need you to call them and tell them to give us more money because it's going to be their fault if this little kid dies. That's literally what they sent me in the mail. So these are people that lost a lawsuit for scamming people out of insurance. They're then renegotiating all their contracts for more money. And then they're sending pictures of kids with cancer saying they're going to die unless you convince your doctor to pay some more money. Like, what? I remember I showed that. I was like, dude, this is so scummy. And I told my doctor the last time I saw her, I was like, hey, Blue Cross is sending this to people, right? And she's like, yeah, they're in a lot of trouble, so. Hopefully, maybe they renegotiate. I don't have to get a new doctor or something, right? But so for his hair, let's do. I'm gonna grab the bronze shadow, and then we'll tint it down. Yeah, bronze shadow. Surely that's not legal. I mean, it probably is. I mean, I'm not sure what. Because it would only be illegal if, like, I don't know, right? I mean, because, so, let's say I called the medical network, I'm like, let me complain to the person in charge of your rate negotiation, right? And they're like, okay, dude. And they transfer me over. That rate negotiation guy's gonna be like, do you not think he's gonna go, oh yeah, Blue Cross lied to you, they actually need money, they probably owe you money because they scammed people out of their rates, right? So, like, I actually think it's probably more dangerous for them to have people call because then, that medical network will be like, oh, this is what you guys are doing, right? Like they'll know the con they're trying to pull. So, but I'd like to be able to keep my doctor. I remember what's funny. Like, remember when Obamacare was coming out and the whole thing was like, you won't be able to keep your doctor, right? Well, really, that was only true in so many instances, right? But really, it's the insurance companies getting in trouble for breaking the law. Like, isn't that how that always works out? But I'd be interested to know, because I had that surgery that I got, like, double billed for. I had lab work done that was supposed to be covered a few years ago that ended up being, like, $500 or $700. This is bronze shadow. So there, I've had instances with Blue Cross over the last few years where it's like, something that happened that shouldn't make sense according to like my policies, right? But just got charged anyway. So I'm very interested to see if they're like, all right, we owe you money, and they already asked, how do you want your funds? Like, if we owe you money, where do you want it to go? And it was like, you can do PayPal, your bank, or whatever. So I just had them do it to, yeah. And so I just told them to send it to my PayPal. I was like, hey, pay off my working capital loan. Yeah, Reaper just loves canceling paint colors for no reason or not producing them. That's my new go-to statement. But you can use Twilight Blue instead. There you go. It's a little bit more purple, but it'll work for you if you have some white paint. There you go. unfortunately, right, like, I have colors that I use that they canceled, and, like, Jungle Moss, Spattered Crimson, Military Blue, but everything that they canceled, it's just like, okay, grab just a, you know, just grab, like, a dark green or a dark red or whatever, and it works just fine. Alright, so really we're just waiting for this to dry. I'll airbrush. Man, I can't imagine when I died in the hospital when I was a little kid with pneumonia, what the bill was for my parents. I've never actually asked them about that. I should ask them about that. If I'm remembering correctly, my dad was unemployed at the time, or like just started a new job, so I don't know. I don't know if he was even on insurance at the time that like you know, the claims would have happened. Looks like the zenithal's showing through a little bit on some of these parts. Some of these parts. Big Gimlito. Why did I just do that? No. Oh, you can't even really tell. I just sprayed an airbrush all over this remote. Alright. Yo, I will never forget when I was about to have my surgery, and the night before the surgery, the surgery center called me and said I owed them money. Like 11 hours before the surgery, they're like, "Oh no, you have to pay us up front, whatever your deductible is, in case it doesn't get covered." And I'm like, "Is this legal?" And they're like, "Oh well, if you can't afford it, we have a credit card you can sign up for." And I'm like, "Wait a minute, so you give me less than 12 hours to try and come up with like thousands of dollars? Or else what? You cancel my surgery?" And they're like, "Well, no, we can't cancel your surgeries, but you have to pay this." And I'm like, "You can't cancel it, but I have to pay it, but my insurance is supposed to cover it?" What? How does that work? And guess what? Guess what? They double billed me, and guess what? They didn't refund it. And we caught them. So, that's how that works. But we just did a chargeback on the credit card. Chargeback, gotcha. Because we had the paper trail from the insurance company, so bye. But remember, this is the same surgeon that was like, "I'm gonna pray, can I pray for you real quick?" right before the surgery. And I was like, "Should I be worried if you're praying about this? Like, isn't this your job?" He didn't like the joke. He didn't appreciate the joke. And then when I went into the office and I was like, "Hey, you double billed me," he said he got really mad and he yelled in the office and he said that it was bullshit. He took me into his billing lady's office, said he never wants to see or hear from me again, and that what I'm saying is bullshit. And literally I had the bill and then I had the receipt of what I paid. So I had like both saying that they I literally had the proof. And the lady was like, "Okay, well, we'll cut you a check. It'll come in the mail." It never came. And he sent me a certified letter, because the mail person had to like get it signed, and it was him saying I'm no longer his patient, period, and that if I need my records transferred, I only had 30 days to do it. So it was cool. And then they ended up giving me back the money up to the legal limit of having to take them to small claims court. So instead of like, because I was talking to my lawyer the whole time about this, like, "Yo, these people fucked me, right?" And my lawyer's like, "Well, yeah, they did, right? And doctors do this all the time. But what they're going to do is they're only going to give you back the amount of money up to the limit of you taking them to small claims court where, you know, you're going to represent yourself type of thing to get your money back." And so they gave me everything else. They gave me like a few hundred back outside of the 500 limit that I could have to sue them. And that's what they did. So that's how much money they screwed me for. But yeah. That was really cool. That was my first surgery. That's the only surgery I've ever had in my life, and that's how it went. Alright, so we're going to take our Noir Black here. And I'm going to make a wash. Noir Black and our brown. Oh, wait a minute. So here's the best part. I forgot to mention this. My surgeon was co-owner of the surgery center that double billed me and tried to give him a credit card or whatever. So literally, not only was because in his office, he was like, oh, well, if you had a billing problem, they're a separate, company. You need to talk to them. And I was like, but it's your building. You're one of the owners. And so as soon as I said that, he knew that I knew too much type of thing. Like, I had just sort of looked at the website and like, oh, there's my surgeon. He's co-owner of this huge facility. And he got really mad and yelled at me. So I literally was sitting, like, when he reacted that way, I was intimidated, right? Because it was kind of like, damn, this dude's like, I'm in his office and he's just yelling. But because he did that, I knew I was right? Like, you don't react that way if you accidentally do something, because you go, oops, hey, we'll fix it right now, right? Like, you don't go, I'm no longer your doctor. Here's my billing lady. I never want to hear from him again. Like, oh, okay. All right. But yeah, that was awesome. That's Texas for you. Good old Texas. And Texas, by the way, right, for the people overseas, Texas completely rejected taking place in the ACA marketplace. So, like, you can't get, like, none of it is real down there. You can't get these, like, competitive rates for your insurance. Oklahoma, at first, rejected it completely, but our roads were falling apart, and that was the only way that they could get, I think it was, like, $80 million or something, to do a bunch of, like, improvements on our bridges and roads. And so, at first, the governor at the time was like, we're not taking this. It's communism or whatever, right? And so everybody was like, yo, you're crazy. Like, we need this. And so then she accepted it, got the money, and then sued the federal government saying that it was unconstitutional for her to take the money that she already spent. Like, all right. But yeah, without that, I would not have insurance, right? So, like, if if you're somebody that thinks it's unfair or, like, whatever, hey, that's cool, right? But just know, self-employed people literally can't afford insurance in the way that it works now, right? And, like, even the plans that are out there, the cheapest plans are, like, $300 a month. And that's, like, catastrophic plans or whatever. So, but it's state to state fits. So, like, trust me, Washington is not at all the same as, like, anywhere in the South. Don't worry about that. You're not running into any of the same issues. Like, the average education level of people in Washington is drastically better than half of the 7th graders here. 7th grade graduates in Oklahoma. One of our senators that's been a senator here forever is so old that he doesn't use email. And what happens is his aides print all of his emails and messages, and then they hand them to him, and he, like, reads them, and then he tells them what to reply with, and then they have to go type up all of his emails and send them out that way. That's how good. It's so sad, man. But I don't use that email. I don't trust it. Oh. Someone's in here. Oh. Oh. Hey Arthur, can you look excited for us, please? Do you want a treat? You want to see Mama? You want to see Sydney? Is Sydney coming home? Ooh. He said he decided he needed to make a... Oh my god, dude, you are so heavy. You're standing right on my gut. There we go. You want to sit here while I work? Here. We've done this before, buddy. We'll make it happen. Okay. All right. Look at this. Look at this guy. Oh my god. I'm not gonna be able to read that message. I can read some of it. Oh, Control F. Jeez. All right. So I'm gonna take Auburn Shadow and wash this down. Arthur, what are you looking at, buddy? Are you looking to see if any treats fell? Whoa. Big treats? Big Arthur treat. Hey, Arthur, look. What do we got? What are we doing? Are you gonna eat this thing? Are you helping? Wait, hold on. Let me see if I can do this. I've always wanted to do this. Give me 2 seconds to set up a dumb animal joke here. Oh, come on. Oh, come on, buddy. No, okay, we're gonna get hair. I was gonna have his paw hold the paintbrush. Okay. Oh my god, now there's Arthur hair everywhere. That was a mistake. Oh no. We're gonna wash this color all over the skin as well. Sydney just got here, so if there's a bunch of noise here for a second, just know that's what's going on. Alright, so while that dries, let's look back. Why don't I just paint the base here. Oh my gosh, Arthur just bolted out of this room. Look at how bright that is. Away from the camera. That just like shocked me how bright he is. Look at that. We'll do some variance in the color here. Sort of mixing some brown in. Hey Sydney, can you close the door? Thank you. You're great. Wow, nothing back? What? Wait, I didn't say I love you. So I just put some like brown up underneath the flame side there. Okay. Assist with the airbrush here. Looks good though. Wash looks good. Almost dry. We'll do his like cloth and stuff first, and then we'll address the metal. Alright. Alright, so we have Auburn Shadow, and I'm going to mix it 50-50 with the Bronze Shadow. Wow. All the shadow colors. Pretty much the same as what was there already. But I am going pretty thin, so. Pull this back up. This color's pretty good though, tapering it down. It's nice too, right? Because our light source is just directly from above. Okay. Let that dry, move over here. Arthur here. So funny he kept coming in today. Normally he just ignores us. He was just lonely. Probably woke up from his 10th nap and he was like, hey, what's going on, man? What's going on in this house? God, I have so much stuff to do. I wish that primer hadn't shot out little crumbs, but got some got some crumbs to deal with here. But that happens with that 3D prime. Like it will gum up so fast to the airbrush. But it's great. I mean, it does a phenomenal job on resin printed minis. Not so much on anything else, but. Okay. I'm going to take more of the bronze shadow into the auburn shadow mix, and I'm going to add a little bit of our skin tone. But I also feel, oh, sorry, whole time. But I also feel, maybe I shouldn't do that actually. Sorry. Let's use rust brown. Because that base is going to take it like too much of a skin tone. Doesn't make sense, because his beard is going to have to look a certain way. We don't need that. So I think we should be able to just do straight up standard application here. Water mixed in. Let's test it out. Where do we test it? Let's test it like in the corner here. That'll work. That was pretty good. Going down the edges, leaving the color in between, and then tapering down from the top. It won't be super noticeable, but it's always best practice to do that. Okay, so everything else we got going on, same thing. I'm going to start the highlight here a little bit down from where it like technically should be. Reason being, I'm like baking in a hard fake shadow there. I'll do the same thing on this side. But that'll be like a fake shadow coming from underneath the belt as we kind of like structure out the way that the light's hitting on this guy. And then because this juts out so much, I'm going to put a highlight right in the crack on that lip there. It's kind of hard to see on camera, but... and then just the top side, going to right about there, and I will stop, because that is where the shadow for that arm would start. So I'll highlight into there. This highlight is going to start at the same height of the fake shadow. Same thing here. And same thing there. So we're just like sort of visually reinforcing the idea that that shadow from the belt exists more so than it does. Is it necessary? Not at all. But it is just kind of like doing something like that is just one of those little extra steps you can take. Okay. Cool. All right, so let's do the other shoulder. I don't really want to highlight. We'll do a little bit right in here, but I feel like the arm is probably casting. Yeah, that's fine. Just a little bit up there because the arm is going to be casting a shadow. Cool beans. if we want to do a little bit more of a highlight, I'm going to take a little bit of the clear yellow, some of the tan skin, mix it in, throw rust brown, barely. Is that even noticeable? Kind of. Put this color down here. This corner. The painting's alright, but why is he so big? I like the turnaround on that meme. Alright, so that was easy. I'm gonna get a whole new palette sheet because this one is like dangerous. Dangerously full. Like the porta potty at a state fair. My wrist hurts, man. Okay. Everything was popping. Okay. I'm just throwing miniatures at this point. Alright, I'm gonna grab our intense brown. Thanks for hanging out with us today, though, as we continue working on the Lord of the Rings minis. If you joined late, we finished up Sauron here. Big, shiny OSL boy. Very fun. Moved on to Gimli here. And let's go ahead and use... I'll do tan skin as our highlight with the intense brown. Always seems to work well. For leather, let's do lots of texture too with this stuff. So I'm gonna take a bunch of intense brown, 50-50, mix it with tan skin, nice and thin. Oh, I don't paint anything for myself, trash. But that's something I, would like to work on. But moving to Texas and not really having a friend group down there that's into... Well, I mean, no, I guess, like, I did paint the Cav stuff when I was playing Cav, so that sort of counts. But, I mean, painting as a full-time thing in general has killed my joy for the hobby many times over. But, that's just because of, all the different things that have happened. So for me, it's always like finding a new sculptor or a new game or like whatever that I can get excited about. And then maybe buy some of the minis, maybe paint some, who knows. But yeah, I mean... The stuff that I've painted that has been like for personal projects mostly have been just like gifts for people. What's funny too is like Cav's not even a game that I would enjoy on my own, but because that was like the only person that I knew and that's what everybody was playing, that's what I played. So just highlighting this color up. I'm sort of doing texture, but not really. This is more so just getting our base tones back up. With a belt. I can texture a little bit more on this side of the mini just because it's in more shadow. And I'm really not going to highlight anything beyond that. I feel like the shadow there is kind of taking that over. Alright, we got some boot action. I would guess the thing in the very front there is metal. That strange sort of symbol. Coffin. He's like, yeah, these are Doc Martin Dwarf Coffin Edition. Rad, dude. Even though I feel like dwarves would be more like Merrills. Stuff like that. Even though I would appreciate them if they were wearing Tims. That would be more impressive to me if dwarves were like, oh, where are my Tims? Cool. Get this glove up here. There's a bubble right there. Funny. It's pretty uncommon, but sometimes you get a little bubble in a 3D print. It'll just be like a tiny little hole somewhere. Let's do the front side here. So I'll do this bottom one, that one, a little bit of that one, the rest will be in shadow. Okay. you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna mix in green. That'll be the secret flavor of the day. Let's grab moth green. Gifted a sub. Oh, sorry, I missed that, man. I'm sorry. I feel bad. I'm gonna take a brush full of the green. And then actually, let's get some white. We'll do a brush tip of the white. Oh, ew. I don't like that noise at all. There we go. A little bit more green. There we go. You're just looking for a super pale greenish ochre. Let's do some killer texture work here. That's what I'm looking for. That's what I'm looking for in my Gimlis. Pow, right in the Gimli. So you can see I'm going in, adding texture. I think that looks like a little bit of leather, I guess. Yeah, that looks fine. Totally fine. I forget who said it. I think it was Rob. But he was like, one time he's like, here goes Josh outlining stuff again. What can I say? It just works. Somebody in the backyard. Who cares? Okay. Shout out to Gary. He owns the Patreon example menu from our leather class that we did. I love that menu too. The back of it's so cool. When you really start like weathering leather, you add magentas and purples and greens and stuff, and it always turns out so well. Leather is much more versatile than like you would initially think. Alright, glove up here. Speaking of Patreon, this weekend we do have a class. If you haven't checked out the Patreon, shout out to Stacy, who joined last night. She actually signed up for a year's worth at once, so you do get a discount if you do that. Big thanks there. Definitely check it out though. Patreon.com/MiniPinningstudio if you haven't seen it before, but there aren't a lot of people watching, so I'm assuming everybody knows. How could you not? I am shipping out people's Nevins and soon Thars for June as we transition the Patreon minis over to 3D printed minis. I'm excited about that. Both have OSL. Painting a lot of objects we're selling recently, but that's the best part about it. It's always different, right? Every sculpt, color, you name it, they're always different. Should we do a little bit of a, like, oh, hold on, like this? Just a little bit? Okay. Flip to the back. And then we'll be done for the day. Not as much as I wanted to get done, but it is what it is. Thank you so much again, sibling, for your kindness. All the way from down under. We'll go eat at Outback Steakhouse. Just kidding. Sydney actually worked at an Outback Steakhouse, and she'd be like, "Hi, I'm Sydney. I'll be your server this evening," and they'll be like, "Oh, really?" Even though anybody that's waited tables knows corporate restaurants like that are so brutal to work for. They're never concerned with like the quality of service you're providing. They're concerned with like, are you selling people alcohol? You better sell them drinks, you're gonna get fired. I'm like, what? Okay. That's how it was at Red Robin when I worked at one. Every time somebody ordered a water, it reset your average for the day. Oh my god, it was just so comical. But my whole attitude was like, if you want to fire me because I can't convince somebody to spend money they don't want to spend, like, alright, that's fine. I'm not a salesman, even though that's what you say we are. I'm a waiter, and I bring people food. Like, that's all it is. I want to do a little bit down here. Okay. Alright, so our leather is leatherified. He is looking good. Really, other than the skin and beard, it's just all of his metal. And then we need to work on Lady Galadriel, which is going to be quite a bit of airbrushing. Oh, look at the delamination on the back. Anyway, we'll hide it. But she'll have to be airbrushing just straight up based upon the color scheme for her, so. But I appreciate you hanging out today. Remember, Thursday we'll be working on Gimli again and all of the Lord of the Rings crew. We did finish up Big Daddy Sauron today. I think it looks cool. I think he turned out pretty well, at least for, you know, the effect that we're going for. So, hope you enjoyed it. Remember, tomorrow at 4 o'clock, we're going to be working on the Holly Monster Mini. Boom! And this little guy right here. Boom, boom. And yeah, we'll be working on that on Friday too. So, thanks so much for hanging out. I appreciate you. I hope you have a good rest of your evening. Eat food, be cool, be happy.